Our mission. Our mission is not only to change the world, but to change the lives of the people we are in the presence of. In that itself, the world will be forever changed. Our vision.
To reveal to others that they can learn from one's experience to redirect a somber future.
We are directions.
My name is Latrice Gibb Tolbert. I was raised in a single-parent home. At the age of 19, I left home to attend college. 7 years later, my life took a downward spiral. I found myself facing 25 years in prison. But in that, I received a 3-year sentence. Behind those prison walls, God showed me what my purpose was in life. And that's to share my life experience with others, that they won't take that same path.
My name is Charles Tolbert. I'm from Orlando, Florida. At the tender age of 12 years old, my mother and father divorced. At 16, a rebellious child, I left home, hit the streets. Unbeknownst to me, that would be the embarkment of 25 years of crime and destruction. I spent a total of 14 years in and out of prison. Today, along with my beautiful wife, I am serving God and allowing Him to use me in my erstwhile experiences to share with those who are on an errant and a destructive path.
When you got me, you wasn't scared when you did what you did. Now let's go.
But officer,
Let's go, man. I had a bad day. I don't need to hear that. Let's go.
I just want to know when's my bond gonna be posted?
Bond, you do not know the seriousness of your offense. Bond, you need more.
Directions
bond.
came
You
about
need mirror.
after volunteering to speak to a group of high school students and share with them our past experience. And after answering so many of their questions, we realized that there was a need to continue on educating them on life practical experiences to try to divert and prevent them from taking the course that we had taken.
Get on to yourself. Get on there. And, by the way, there's no more bumps. You will be sleeping on the floor tonight.
No bond?
No bumps. I mean, when you listen, when you
We used the drama to capture the attention of the kids. My wife is in a prison uniform. I'm in a police uniform. I come in, we comes in and she's bound in handcuffs. And so automatically that captures their attention. I mean, there's even laughter. And we realize that even through laughter, that people are relaxed, right? But in everything that we do, we reenacting our past. But after all the drama is over, we come back with our testimony and let us know that this just was not a joke. This actually happened, and then we share that along with our testimony, what led us up to being in the jails and in prison.
S-T-U-C-K. Stuff like a rock in a hard place. I look around me, and what do I see? Women are beside me.
The poetry is used because we try to bring in the idea that let people know that they have gifts within them. And I did not understand, or I didn't even know that I had the gift of poetry until I found myself in that situation. So we bring in the poetry to try to say, well, you need to take time out yourself because you may have hidden gifts that we don't want it to take. You having to go through experience like ourselves to realize what is within us.
It doesn't start when you get 15 to 16 years old. It starts when you're 7, 8, 9 years old. That's when it all started. My mother and father separated when I was 12 years old. My dad was unexpectedly taken out of my life. I was bitter, I was angry. I didn't talk about
Parents are not seeing their kids, or one parent are not allowing the other to see their kids because of the differences they are having, right? And so, and the kid is being affected. I'm not saying that every single child will grow up and turn out the way I turned out. But do you want to gamble and roll the dice? I'm letting you know that affected my life. So if there's someone that has a child and they have not seen them in a long, they need to try to connect and bond with them.
I went back and I identified that thief. And I went back into my childhood and I snatched back my virginity demon. And I went back and I snatched back the spirit of oppression. And I snatched back the spirit of depression. And I reached for faith. And I reached for hope. And God blessed me with a husband. He said, I'm not going to just deliver you and leave you standing alone. He said, I'm going to send you a strong man, a God-loving man, a God-fearing man to stand by your side, to let them know that this thing is real.
They asked us what our name was, and we didn't actually have a name, so we actually talked about it, and one night, the name just came to me after listening to a sermon. As soon as the tape stopped, it came.
See, after she got the name, right, I can't draw, right? I immediately started in direction and an arrow. Separating the name, right? The arrow, right? But I had the arrow on the top line of directions, right? But it wasn't spelled, the E wasn't on it originally. And had the arrow stopped at the end of the S. And my wife said, you know, direction, if you're trying to take them on another path, we need to loop the arrow, bring the arrow underneath, right? Because if you cut off on that after the S, they're on the same path. You got to redirect them. And that's how it came about. And then later on, we kept looking at it, and God began to speak, and he began to show us, add the E on to it. Because in order to go a different direction, you got to first die. You got the old way. You got the old way of doing things, right? To change your course and path. And that's how it came about.
Well, I see directions going all across the nation. One of the visions that God had given me in the beginning is that we had a nation message. We know that it's children all over the world. It's not just here in Jacksonville, Florida. And I see ourselves in some of the skits and dramatization that we do actually becoming a movie. I see movies, I see books to better aid people in their struggles in life, you know, by just learning from one experience and changing their directions if they're going down some of those paths that we have taken.
We are directions.